Welcome to In Pursuit of Truth. This is your host, Sir Patrick Mack, bringing you the bacony, cheesy, pursuity, and today, popcornian truth. That's right, it is National Popcorn Day. I want to wish you all a happy National Popcorn Day. This is a day in which we all remember those who served popcorn at their parties. Or whatever. I guess I don't really know what the origins of this day are, but we're going to find out. We'll figure it out. But as you can see, I've dialed up my page. It's all popcornian looking. Yeah, check that out. So I guess today, instead of being IPOT, I could be I-pop. Like I-pop corn. Yep. Let's move on because I don't know what I'm talking about here. This is popcorn.org, which is probably the leading website for doing whatever they do. National Popcorn Day is celebrated at the end of January, although its exact date is a matter of debate, probably fierce debate, I imagine. Various sources report it as January 19th. Others claim it takes place on whatever day the big game falls on. That's actually wise. There's a popcorn board is often asked about the origins of this day. Unfortunately, we do not know how or when this celebration began. Some other individual or organization with obvious good taste began this tradition. Well, we're thankful for that, and we're thankful for the popcorn board. I wonder when they meet. Probably just whenever the bell dings, huh? Check it out. We got a little mascot. Looks kind of like a molar, which creeps me out, but I guess he's a colonel. He's a colonel. It's Colonel Popcorn. Yep. I guess he's got a P there, so I guess he's Pop. Yep. He's like, yep, I used to be a lot smaller until it got hot out, and then I showed the world my true insides. Now, I was trying to find some cool popcorn facts. I found these popcorn day activities, and I'll be kind of honest with you. I was like, I'm not going to do these. These are kind of lame. And then I thought, that's not cool. That's not cool for you to say, Sir Patrick Mack. You can't call them lame if you're not even willing to try them, right? I'm in pursuit of truth. I'm supposed to be fair and balanced, right? Exactly. That's what many of you are saying at home. You're nodding your head. You're like, yeah, Patrick, man up and do a popcorn day activity. So I did. I did number 7. I'll write a popcorn haiku, and as you know, it's a 5-7-5 syllable pattern poem like this: oil, kernels, heat, time, many loud explosions heard, pop, crunch, snack time, yum. That is incredible. So I did one of my own. You ready? Here it goes. Popcorn Day. It is bacony, cheesy, good. I couldn't say goodness because it's a haiku. Popcorn days. All right. Yeah. Well, Q has yet to post and wish us a happy National Popcorn Day. And you know, it got me thinking, what were the popcorn days of old like? You know, popcorn days of yesteryear. What I was wondering is what it was like last year is really essentially what I was saying. So let's go back to January 19th of last year.
Got a flashback aside, yeah, take you back, yeah.
Taking you all the way back to January 19th of last year. That's right, boys and girls, days of Popcorn Day passed. Now, Q was popping off quite a few posts, but I want to turn your attention to a few of these here. Post 558. 45 minutes after the hour of midnight. Q said, timing is everything. State of the Union, Q. And if you remember last year, the State of the Union address was really very telling, wasn't it? There was so much drama there. You had lots of people that were wildly supporting the POTUS. And you could tell that it looked like a lot of people's strings had been cut that day, right? That was sort of what we surmised out of that. And of course, you had the butthurt brigade that was not going to clap for anything, including anything that had anything to do with the improvement of our nation. So you could really kind of start to see who was shaping up to be on which team, right? Well, that was very, very telling. And now we've got another State of the Union coming up very shortly. And of course, Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, doesn't want this to go down until until the government essentially opens back up again. So we've got ourselves a little standoff. I'm afraid to move. Well, don't you move anywhere, because Breitbart's got a story about BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed has a story and Breitbart has a story about BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed leads with fake news collusion story hours after refuted by Mueller. BuzzFeedNews.com on Friday evening led with a report on Democrat lawmakers pledging to investigate President Donald Trump over its report claiming the president directed Michael Cohen, his former personal attorney, to make false statements to Congress, hours after the Office of Special Counsel Robert Mueller denied the story's veracity, describing it as not accurate. The report, lawmakers vowed to investigate Trump after bombshell report written by BuzzFeed Politics reporter Emma Loop, is a roundup of reactions from top Democrats to the news organization's report. Let me say that again. It's a roundup of reactions from top Democrats to the news organization's report, citing two unidentified law enforcement officials alleging the president asked Cohen to lie to lawmakers about a proposal to build the Trump Tower in the Russian capital of Moscow. Okay, so why unidentified? BuzzFeed claimed Cohen told Mueller that President Trump personally instructed him to lie about the timing of the project in order to obscure Trump's involvement. No other news organization was able to confirm the report nearly 24 hours after its publication. Yeah, I'm sure nobody probably wanted to cop to it. Further, BuzzFeed said Mueller's investigators learned about President Trump's directive through interviews with multiple witnesses from the Trump Organization and internal company emails, text messages, and a cache of other documents. Now, notice that they say they've got a bunch of company emails and text messages, but they don't have a bunch of President Trump's emails or text messages. The report says Cohen then acknowledged Trump's instructions when he was interviewed by the Mueller team. We are continuing to report and determine what the special counsel is disputing. We remain confident in the accuracy of our report. Ben Smith, BuzzFeed's editor-in-chief, said in a statement on the special counsel's dispute of its reportage. The screenshot below shows BuzzFeed leading with Loop's report at 9:38 p.m. The subsequent screenshot shows the report was last updated at 12:10 p.m. And here they are right here. Lawmakers vow to investigate Trump after bombshell report. And lawmakers vow to investigate evidence that Trump told his lawyer to lie to Congress. The report cites pledges by House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff and Representative Jerry Nadler, who heads of the House's Judiciary Panel. In a tweet shortly after the report's publication, Schiff warned allegations could have wide-ranging ramifications for the president and vowed to do what's necessary to find out if the report was accurate. The allegation that the President of the United States may have suborned perjury before our committee in an effort to curtail the investigation and cover up his business dealings with Russia is among the most serious to date, he wrote. We will do what's necessary to find out if it's true. And there's the tweet right there from Adam Schiff. On Friday morning, Nadler vowed to open an inquiry in response to the report. And this tweet right here. We know that the president has engaged in a long pattern of obstruction. Directing a subordinate to lie to Congress is a federal crime. The House Judiciary Committee's job is to get to the bottom of it, and we will do that work. Further, Loop's report includes similar reactions to the now debunked allegations, including Representative Joaquin Castro, a fellow House Intelligence Committee member who happens to be a Democrat, by the way, who demanded the president resign or face impeachment if the report is accurate. Okay, so and Joaquin says, if the BuzzFeed story is true, which it's not, says Robert Mueller, even President Trump must resign or be impeached. Okay, so your tweet is moot. Okay, so bonk story, but instead of copping to it, BuzzFeed decides to double down on the dumb. It's a double dumber downer. Asked by BuzzFeed if the House Intelligence Panel will look into the allegations, a gleeful Representative Eric Swalwell replied, "Oh yes, it will be." And whenever you think of Eric Swalwell, you think gleeful. Peter Carr, a spokesperson for Mueller's office, released a rare statement Friday disputing the report, the second of its kind since the investigation into so-called collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia began. BuzzFeed's description of specific statements to the special counsel's office and characterization of documents and testimony obtained by this office regarding Michael Cohen's congressional testimony are not accurate, Carr's statement read. And here you can see the statement here from BuzzFeed News. Here's their latest. A spokesperson for the special counsel is disputing BuzzFeed's news report. Now, they're not necessarily disputing their own disputing. As of 10:19 p.m. EST, BuzzFeed finally switched its story for a report on a deadly pipeline explosion in Tlahuelilpan, Mexico. Okay, so BuzzFeed sticking with it, saying, yeah, what? I said it. What are you going to do about it? Not backing down. But of course, then they also just sort of remove the story in order to replace it with another one, thinking we wouldn't notice. Mainstream media clearly is eating themselves on this. CNN went after them, saying that this was really, really irresponsible reporting. So you know when you're getting chastised by CNN, there's clearly this problem. And of course, this is version 3 of Michael Cohen. We all know that this guy was likely planted to stir trouble, and he was definitely not their plan A. This was already after this failed spying attempt had begun. They needed to cover some tracks, and he was just one of the many that were sort of put in place to try and sell the POTUS out. Okay, well, while BuzzFeed is pretending to bring the pain, it looks like Nancy Pants Pelosi is determined to go thank those troops. Pelosi flies commercial. Speaker Pelosi spotted at Reagan Airport, flees D.C. as Trump stays at White House.
Why are you the way that you are?
Speaker of the House Nancy Pants Pelosi was spotted walking through Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport late Friday afternoon with a carry-on bag on wheels. Pelosi was accompanied by at least one aide and a security detail. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump remained at the White House, prepared to negotiate with Democrats on funding border wall security to reopen the partial shutdown federal government. So at least one aide and a security detail. So that only leaves 799,998 more people to account for. And there she is right there, getting her bag checked. Nobody probably would have ever noticed her except for her bag, the logo on her bag. Come on, Nancy. Terrible ninja. Pelosi was photographed by MSNBC reporter Garrett Hake, who posted a photo to Twitter with this caption: "Looks like Speaker Pelosi won't be staying in D.C. for the weekend. She and her detail just passed me at Reagan National Airport." That's awkward indeed. There's the tweet. Apparently, Hake did not ask Pelosi any questions such as, "Where are you headed, Madam Speaker?" Even though Pelosi left D.C. while the government is still shut down, and her departure comes a day after Trump canceled her overseas coastal trip on a government jet. Hake is a Capitol Hill reporter who just spoke to Pelosi earlier Friday at a Hill presser, so she is no stranger to Pelosi or her Capitol Police security detail. And let's listen to that real quick.
Do you view this as retaliation for your letter about the State of the Union?
I would hope not. I don't think the president would be that petty, do you?
Okay, so Nancy Pants Pelosi pettily projecting her pettiness at the POTUS for postponing her travel plans, even though previously she had proclaimed the postponement of the POTUS's plans herself. What's going on here? It's a popcorn day miracle. Well, we can only hope, but it is National Popcorn Day, so I guess we can always dare to dream. Well, whether it's this announcement today or the State of the Union address, whatever President Trump has to say, Nancy Pants Pelosi wants none of it, right? She is on the first plane to wherever she's off to at this point. Now, originally her trip was supposed to take her to Brussels. That's an EU hub. Are you trying to thwart something over there with NATO? Is that your plan over there? And then, of course, she was supposed to go to Egypt as well. Now, we do have troops in Egypt, but the two things that I would suspect she'd want to be visiting out there would be, one, the Council of Arabic Islamic Relations, CARE, and that's the group that I personally have long suspected to be propping up the slain Washington Post reporter Jamal Khashoggi. And then, of course, you have the other perpetrator over there, which is Muslim Brotherhood. So unless she's just all pumped up full of patriotism right now, I can't see any other reason than to try and tie up whatever loose ends she's got before something drops. But whatever that's going to drop likely could be in these speeches. Now, we never know. President Trump sometimes teases that hammer and then doesn't drop it. And it usually is a good plan to watch everyone else scurry. We're certainly watching everyone scurry. The week has been incredibly entertaining that way. But whatever it is, it could likely be in this speech or the State of the Union, but it's got Nancy Pants all tiffed out. Finally, I leave you with this from Mike Tokes. Wow, the day the BuzzFeed story drops concerning Michael Cohen. He is seen with a black eye and his arm is in a sling. What the heck are they doing to this guy to get him to say these things? Threatening physical assault? Blackmail? Don't even try to tell me he slipped and fell. Yeah, well, I would hate to be this guy right now. He is looking pretty rough around the edges, and it would not surprise me if now that we are in the fourth quarter, people are letting him know that the time is ticking. And the time is ticking for this speech today. Should be given at 3 p.m. I will get back to you with a report on that. We would hate for the president to be late and delivered around 3:15. That, of course, is a reference to post 2647, where Q posted this picture, what looked to be the time of 3:15 on this watch here. Q posted, will POTUS be at Camp David tomorrow, 1 year Delta? And of course he was. Matters of national security, the clock is ticking, follow the watch. And incidentally, this post was posted 19 minutes after the hour. All right, Patriots, that's all I got for you for now, but we will be covering this speech later on in the day. As always, if you like this video, please click like, share, and subscribe. Thanks to all of you who already do that. I greatly appreciate you guys. If you are new to my channel, welcome to you. Please keep in mind that from time to time, you will get unclicked, unchecked, unnotified, and unsubscribed. Yes, you. It happens to the best of us. That's because Susan Wojcicki, CEO of YouTube, doesn't want you to hear what I've got to say. Well, I'll be saying it on Gab and BitChute and Real.video, which is now Brighteon.com. All those links are down below. And of course, I'm always popping my mouth off over here at Twitter at IPOT 1776. That's at IPOT 1776. If you want to write me some old school mail, I got a P.O. box down below. And if you'd like to support the channel, my Patreon is down below too. And of course, my email is also. All those links are down below. Thanks so much for listening today. This is Sir Patrick Mack. And until next time, stay free.